Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today I want to talk about why you are jealous, or rather, why I was jealous for a very long time, and how I think I finally got rid of it for good. And I really am glad I did, because I had a lot of seasons in my life where I was jealous of other people, and all this hatred was just in my body. It wasn't great. And honestly, what really helped me get out of jealousy, if I'm going to be real with you, is the Bible. There are a lot of quotes in the Bible, but not just quotes in the Bible that got rid of jealousy for me. It was that when I went down the path of really exploring the Bible, really exploring my own idea of who I can become. And that idea in the first place inspired me. The Bible inspired me to come up with that idea in the first place. So basically, the reason why I bring this up, the reason why it affected me so much, was because I actually didn't realize it was affecting me. Let me explain. When I was younger, probably 13 or 14 years old, I looked at people who were doing things that were much better than I was. They were better football players. They actually played football because I was homeschooled. I didn't get to do the things high schoolers did, but also I wouldn't trade homeschooling for the world. You know what I mean? I loved it. I was obsessed with it. There was no way. But the one thing that I didn't get out of it was degeneracy. That's something I did not get out of homeschooling, but it was something I had urges for. I'm 13 and 14 years old. It's natural. But how did I stop becoming envious of these people? When did I stop becoming envious of these people? Was around when I was 15 years old. And I had this very godly experience, so to speak. I didn't quite know it was that yet. And now I really do believe that's what it is, because actually, logically, I really believe that's what it is. Because in the book especially, when they talk about prayer, a lot of what they say has to do with you or me talking to ourselves and saying, let's be better. And that version of God that speaks back to them and says, okay, yeah, this is how you actually get to being better. Let's do this. You have to do X, Y, and Z. And that voice that just knows, like the all-knowing, that voice, I now think of it as almost like a God figure, you know what I mean? A third party that looks over everything. Because I know the truth. It's within me. I know what I should be doing. I knew when I was overweight that I should be losing weight. I didn't make those decisions. That's because of denial and things like that. But deep down, I knew. Now I think deep down is, like I said, that third-party God. But so I had to go to my own rock bottom, and I got there, where I was in my own rock bottom of discipline and laziness, really. And I figured, okay, well, I have to become more disciplined. I have to become a person who I want to be, who I said I was going to be at this age. And I must have been around 15 years old. I figured out that I have to start writing screenplays and writing movies. And it was a great experience for me. I did it, and COVID hit. So I stopped seeing all my friends. I stopped comparing myself to degeneracy. I really just stayed by myself and did my own thing. Now, there's a quote from the Bible that I want to talk about now that I've explained more of the beginning process of what exactly happened to me. I'm going to talk about how I got over it. There's this quote that I really do love, and I'll put exactly which chapter and verse it is. But quote says, "Let not your heart envy sinners, but continue in the fear of the Lord all day. Surely there is a future, and your hope will not be cut off." That's a quote. That one stings, right? I'm going to break this down a little bit, at least from my perspective and how I used it. Let not your heart envy sinners. This is so interesting, because when you envy sinners, it's envy. But when you envy, or when I would envy people I looked up to, it wasn't that I envied them. It's that I took inspiration. I was learning. It was a different story, right? When we envy sinners, when hatred and jealousy comes in the first place, it's usually for sinners for me. That's usually how it works. I would envy these people who weren't even people I wanted to become. I just wanted the material things they had. Right? And I know you can I might be misinterpreting this, and you can interpret this a lot of different ways. I do get that. But for me, that's something interesting. Let not your heart envy sinners, but continue in the fear of the Lord. Because the sinners, right, are obviously people like us. They're the everyday people. Yeah, really every person. That's not who we envy. Instead, you fear God. You fear that idea of not becoming someone you want to be. I wouldn't say not because you're going to go to hell, because that also feels a little materialistic to me, that you're going to go to hell. That's your reasons, because I don't want to go to hell. It's my reason, at least, what feels right to me is I don't want to end up being in a position that laziness just led me down. That's really what it was. And now there's Alex Hormozi talks about this too, and there's really something he really influenced a lot about how I think of jealousy, which is if you're jealous of somebody because they have something you don't, instead think of it as a teacher-student and learn from them. Now, my addition to that point is, and if you have nothing to learn from them, then why are you jealous? Why was I jealous? I had nothing to learn from these people. They knew just as much as I did. Maybe they were lucky. They were in a fortunate situation. So if that's the case, and I cannot control that, then what are we doing? You know, what exactly is going on? And I do believe the opposite of envy is gratitude, because it's like envy backwards. Instead of looking at the people you want what they have, look at the people who want what you have. And I do that far more than I thought I would ever. Lately, especially, thinking about that and thinking about the people who really, really don't have. That'll get rid of jealousy real quick, and it did for me. It got rid of it didn't even show up as an entity after that. I really crushed it. Maybe 1% or 2% of the time it shows up these days, or I'll find myself jealous of somebody else. But I'm on my own path. And maybe it'll take longer. Maybe it'll be faster. Who knows? Who knows? It's out of my control. What's in my control is my decision. What's in my control is everything I can be. And this is the second quote that really brings me here, because now I explained how exactly I got rid of the hatred. How can you use it in your practical life? And maybe I don't want to judge. If you can't use it this way, then that's fine too. But hopefully I inspire you right here. There's this last quote that really, I think, sums everything up. And the quote is, "For you are still of the flesh. For while this is jealousy and strife among you, are you not of flesh and behaving only in a human way?" And that last one's a question. Are you not human? And not to completely let yourself off the hook saying, I'm just human. Yeah, whatever, I'm just human. It's like, no, not just to let yourself off the hook, but remember that there are jealousies and there's going to be strife on this journey, on my journey that I'm going through. I'm making a big shift right now. I'm shifting my YouTube videos. I'm shifting my podcast, right? I'm getting some higher hour days, almost reaching day 80 of 2024 when I started January 1st, right? I'm reaching all these things, and there's going to be jealousy. I'm going to look at the guy that's doing sales and saying, God, I wish I was in your position, making $800,000 a year. Of course, there's going to be strife when people tell me they don't like the beat I produce for them for my business. How is there not? You know, and I deal with that. I deal with it every single day, and the advice I would give myself, that piece of me, like I said, that feels like God, that third party that tells me what I should do and what would be most helpful for me, is telling me right now, it's okay. You are human, right? So then you're going to make mistakes, and then there's going to be strife. It's not going to be easy because you're human. You're not God. You're not someone better than you think you are or smarter. You're a bit of a dummy. And that's okay. You know, why is that a bad thing? You know, and you're just behaving. That's why I love that end of the quote. You're just behaving only in a human way. So I kind of just took the pressure off myself, and that's what really helped me. I hope that this can also really help you guys. I'm going to end the YouTube video here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow.